Hello and welcome back to Oxycraft. The last time that we left off, we were playing around with our horse stable and our new skeleton horses. I believe since then, a lot has happened. A few things that we want to talk about. We will head in this direction in a second because there's a few things that we've changed. I'm using shaders. Everything looks so much cooler with shaders. I'm actually using a shader. I'm going to find it because I'm going to forget the name of it otherwise. That is not what we want. Video settings. There we go. This is all built into Optifine. I don't know how I've missed this. We're using the Chocopic shaders. These things are actually really, really good, and they're very good for frame rate. My frame rate is capped at 120. Apparently you can make 121 though. But surprisingly, these things don't have any effect on the frame rate. So I'm going to keep these, and hopefully you guys are cool with that, because everything looks so much better in shaders. But let's head this way. Now, I've been doing a little bit of work. Ignore the dirt blocks. That's for today. I've built a bit of a path. Now, I'm half and half with this. I'm feeling like maybe it's a little too much, but I think I really like it. The more I run around on it, the more I do like it, and I need to extend this further. But this has been the biggest change, really. A lot of my time was spent running and riding a horse. I traveled nearly 25,000 blocks. No, really 25,000 blocks to try and find some jungle. Somehow I had some jungle planks, which is how I did these steps the first time, but I have no idea where they came from. So I'm a little bit confused about that, but I didn't have any saplings and no one else did either. So I went on a mission, and apparently jungles are now the hardest thing to find. I found 2 mushroom mycelium biomes before I found a jungle, and I only found the jungle after 5 hours of searching when Tom finally took pity on me and gave me the seed so I could have a little look online to find it. But let's have a little look at this path. Let's have a little talk about what's going on here. So it's pretty basic. It's very similar to what we normally do, but with a few extra things. Now, obviously, we've got the path blocks, which is something new, which is something that we've got involved. We've also got some buttons laying around, like little pebbles, and I quite like those. I think they add quite a lot. They add a little bit of depth. I mean, the path does that on its own, but the pebbles are really doing something else to me, and we've got a scattered fence around it. As I said, I do want to carry this on for quite a way this way, and I do want to try and get this all the way across, but I'm kind of going to see how you guys feel about this first. And then we'll finish it off. I'll kind of do this in my own time, I think. That'd be something I do just whenever. We've got our horses, they're still chilling. Everything's pretty much the same apart from that and my hunt for jungle wood. I think that's about it, but today we're going to do something with these. Now, I've come up with a really cool concept. I found some inspiration online for farms and things like that. One of the main focuses on today, as you might know, so I just finished my last potato. I actually found a bunch of beetroots on the way as well, but I don't really know what to do with them yet. I planted them over there, but I guess we'll kind of leave them alone. But we have no food or no real farms. There's the cow farm all the way over there, but that's kind of useless. So I'm going to go with that today. We're going to put in a farm. Now, possibly 2. We're going to see how this episode pans out and how this whole thing pans out and see what happens. But we're going to make our main wheat farm. Now, this isn't just going to be a standard, I'm going to place loads of wheat. It's got kind of a different feel to it. So I'm going to start getting them working on that. I think what I'm going to need to do first, though, is extend this. Now, this kind of design works best when there's a lot of hill, which there isn't a lot of here. So I might need to extend a few of these layers so it's a bit more of a hill. I mean, that there would be where it ends, which would be okay, but I want a little more of a slope. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do it off camera. I'm just going to kind of throw that in. But in the meantime, something that I do want to talk about, because something I'm not decided on, and the reason why we're going to do a lot of work out here. I'm going to build this into a kind of outside village. We're going to get this farm in. We'll probably get some houses in, some things like that. Is because I'm very undecided about this. The more I look at this and the more I think about my idea, the more I'm not sure whether it's going to work and what I want to do with it. I think my issue has been that I've got all of the insides of this designed, and so I'm too used to seeing these. So it feels like putting a building here would just be weird. I really love the idea of the courtyard, and that's something I really want to... Can I eat these? I can. Cool. That's something I really want to go with, but I'm undecided about this building. I'm possibly going to change the whole idea of having a main building. We probably will still have some tallish buildings, so we can still have the walkways and the courtyard like I planned, but this here needs a lot more thought and a lot more work. So we're going to stay outside of this for a little bit, just for now. Also, I don't know if you can hear anything, because for some reason Minecraft doesn't exist as a sound source at all on my PC today, so that's cool. We'll just kind of figure that one out. Let's get some sleep in, and I am going to get started on the terraforming. I am prepared. I think I have placed a few things and I went on a little bit of a journey. Have I got any more dirt with me? No. I'll get some from that. That's kind of annoying me. I went on a little journey because I remember the other day watching one of Shroom's videos, they kind of let his cows free and they just ran everywhere. So I pinched a few of those that were running around. I think Yoss has snapped a few up. But that reminded me that the last time I was there, I logged off. After I came back on my giant journey, I ended up going through the Nether. And I came back through the portal and just logged off because it had been such a long day. I didn't get anything recorded in the end, and I was kind of annoyed, to be honest. I wasn't happy about how long it had taken me to finally get there, and so I just kind of logged off next to Shroom's house and didn't think anything of it. And then I logged back in the other day, and I was so confused. I was looking around, trying to figure out, what is this place? I haven't been here before. And then I realized it was Shroom's library in front of me. He's done a lot of extra work in between his little buildings, and it looks so cool. I think I did this last episode. I think I spent last episode saying how much I liked the last thing that Shroom built. So maybe that oh no, that's not what I want. That's a wooden trapdoor. Fences aren't the same anymore, are they? Okay, let's try that one again. I definitely don't want to waste all of those. I can waste jungle now. Look at me using it for sticks after all of that. Is this the wrong one again? Yes, this is the wrong one again. That's fine. Let's just do this. I can't believe I just did that. I'm too busy talking, that's what it is. But yeah, I think we spent a long time talking about Shroom's thing the other day, so yeah, my bad. But it looks so cool, man. And it's really, really good to see a building coming along in this place. Now, when we first started up the server and it was all going, it was very, very sparse. There wasn't really anything here, so it's really cool to see things happening. So I'm very, very happy about that. So this place then, what's going on here? Well, let me just talk about this a little bit. I think I might do a lot of this off camera because some of it's going to be kind of tedious. But the general idea is that this is going to be a wheat farm. But it's kind of just going where it's told. It's not going to be super fancy and all over the place and all structured, should I say. It will be all over the place. It's getting dark already. That looks so awesome, man. That's why I love shaders. And with the fog from Optifine, man, everything just looks, it's just so much better. Let me go to sleep real quick. But yes, the whole idea in this is it's not just going to be a flat out wheat farm. It's not going to be boring and just square rows of wheats. No, that's not going to be any fun. This one is just going to follow the land and kind of go with it. It's a very cool style, and it feels much more realistic, kind of what you would actually expect to see if you found a wheat farm in the middle of just somewhere, I guess. The idea behind this, again, is, like I said, it's all kind of, not all over the place, but it's random. I always feel like random's the wrong word. Have I done this wrong? I think... Well, I suppose yes, I've kind of gone out with this one. I suppose you can't really do it wrong. It's like I said, it's just kind of placed. It's following the land. That's the idea. And this should work because this will go up with the build, with the mountain. There's been so much terraforming that I've had to do, just with this whole place. And I feel like I've learned quite a lot with terraforming, which is awesome. Terraforming is one of those things. It's one of my favorite things about this game is merely sitting down and just kind of building, just kind of placing dirt everywhere and following the land rather than, I mean, I like building houses and stuff like that, but sometimes I've built a house now. What do I do next? So I'm just kind of following the land. All this terrain here, all of this stuff here I find it very therapeutic, I think is what I'm looking for. But cool, this should be the majority of these guys in. So let's get that in here. We'll have one more just here. And I think that's going to do us. And I want to get some fences in between. So let me throw those down. That is the area or the surround done, and it should be okay. Now, the idea behind a lot of this, the thought process is that I don't want there to be a way in easily. I mean, there's places like this, which it's not so much unavoidable, but it's not going to be perfect just because of the way that this mountain is, which is always going to leave areas like this kind of exposed. But the general idea is that this is going to keep things out. Now, I've got my entrance here, and the exit, I think, is going to be this side, so we'll probably go here, and I think we'll kind of figure this out as we go. But what I'm going to need now is a bunch of spruce slabs. Now let me go grab some of those, and I think this should start to come together a bit more, and you might start to understand exactly where we're going. I can't believe I made so many trapdoors. Luckily I use trapdoors quite a lot, or that'd be kind of annoying. I've got to start using this as well. So let's Dews are offhand. That's not quite what I'm looking for. Is that going to do that on everything? I guess I need my axe in my hand. There we go. So let's kind of think about how we're going to do this. Now, I want this to probably maybe move back a little bit. I spent a little bit of time figuring out exactly where I wanted all the dirt to go. That sounds really lame. I did spend quite a while trying to figure this all out though, and I have a feeling I didn't quite do it as well as I planned, but it's fine. Let's get some of this in and let's see how we feel about this. But this is just going to kind of be a walkway that leads from one entrance to the other. Nothing more, nothing extra, nothing super fancy. It's going to be not quite a bridge, but that's the kind of idea. Now, the original design that I had of this was a bit more elevated, and I think it made it look a little bit cooler. It gave it a bit of height, and I don't think this is going to be quite as elevated, but that's going to be okay. It's not going to be the end of the world. Let's go up here and let's... No, not you. Let's see how we feel about this coming across like that. Okay, that's going to work. I think I'm going to need to just build this and then come back and add some dirt in. So let me get this finished. All right, I'm feeling quite good about this. It's not perfect, but I think it's going to work out. I think it'll look much better once we get the rest of the actual farm involved. But this is doing it. This is doing what I wanted it to do. So I'm quite happy with this. And now what I wouldn't mind doing is grabbing a little bit of this dirt, because this area here feels a little bit strange. And I think maybe it's just a case of filling this in. Although I do like... Do you know what? I think I'm just going to go with it, and we'll see how it works out once I get the rest of the build put together. But I think that's going to be cool for now. So let's grab ourselves one of these guys. I only have wood with me, so hopefully it won't run out too quickly. And let's just till everything. And then we'll need to grab a bucket of water and some wheat. Okay, there we go. Let's have a little look. I'm liking it. I'm feeling it. It does look quite good, actually. It looks a lot better than I thought it would. I was worried that it was just kind of a one-off thing when I built this in Creative, and it would only work in that exact position. But this has actually worked out quite nicely. I mean, it will look much better once all the wheat is grown. But as we come towards, it's just a little bit of something. It's just a little bit of extra... Detail's not the right word, but it's creating... It's making the place a lot more busy, I think is what I'm trying to get at. I can't find my words today. But it's definitely making this whole entrance place look a lot better to me, so I'm going to go with it. But there you go, that's the gist that we're going for. The only thing I'm not too sure of at the moment is the grass underneath here, which you can still see. I like the whole hanging thing. I'm okay with it. It happens a few times around, and I quite like it. I'm just not sure about the grass underneath, and that might need to be changed to coarse dirt or just kind of killed, but that's fine. But I'm really happy. I'm really excited to see what this is going to look like once it's all grown as well. This has worked out quite nicely, so definitely happy with this. I need to step back, figure out how much I have done for this single episode, and see if we have time for my next plan. Alright, well, there is just enough time for me to do a little bit further work. There's one thing that I would quite like to add to this base, which is actually going to be kind of different. It doesn't really fit the theme. Wow. It's horrible weather, but it looks so awesome in these shaders. Man, I love shaders. It doesn't really fit our thing. I mean, it's not really something we do a lot, and I guess it won't make too much sense, but it will be hidden underground, and to be honest, it probably will only be whilst we have this whole thing going on underground. I don't know how long we're going to keep this thing down here. We are going to build a proper sorting system and stuff like that. I've got some designs and stuff that I really want to go with. But today, for the end of this episode, we're going to fill this in and build ourselves an automatic chicken farm. So what I was thinking of doing, seeing as we don't have too much time, I think I'm just going to time-lapse building this, and then maybe we'll explain a little bit of what's going on afterwards. But I feel like if I try and talk and build at the same time, it's just going to be a mess. So let's go. Okay, I think if I've done this correctly, that is everything. The only thing I'm worried about now is this guy here. I think I've possibly missed a piece of redstone there. Is that what it is? Yes, that would be what it is. So let me quickly run around this. Oh, why did that happen again? Oh, I flashed my torch. That's what it is. Originally, I planned to build this out of wood, and I had a few cool ideas, and I was quite excited actually about how it would look. I thought it'd be awesome, but then I realized we're setting fire to things, so probably not the best idea. So I had to change it for the stone bricks and this nether brick even, which is something I haven't really used before, especially not in any sort of build like this. So I figured, hey, how bad could it be? Let's give it a go. So that's what we've done. And actually, I don't mind it. It's not that bad at all. So that's pretty cool. And again, it's just a little thing for inside the base down here. Before I fill this other side in fact, I probably shouldn't have done this. Let me show you exactly what this is and what this is going to do. And let's get this filled up as well. I borrowed some eggs from Tom's chicken farm. He had a lot laying around. So I'm going to throw these in to get us started. And then we should be good to go. So you'll see we've got two buttons. Now this is a design by Mr. Crayfish. I don't want to try and take any sort of credit for this. I did not design this. He did, and it is extremely cool. On this side, we have a button. And what this button will do is activate this T flip-flop. So those of you who know redstone will understand exactly what this does. But just to give you a basic example of what this does, there is a block in this dropper here. If I press this button, that's going to shuffle the block to this dropper even here. What that means is if I place myself a comparator out of this dropper, it will turn on when there's an item here. And that basically turns this button into a lever. So now the block has moved back and that's turned off. And what that's doing is that is affecting this clock here. So when this is powered off, this will switch back and forwards. And again, every time it goes here, it will activate the comparator. And every time it moves away, it will deactivate the comparator and so forwards. And that will constantly click this guy here, which is attached to the hopper. And that will fill up with eggs because we are going to, let's jump up so we can do that now. We're going to place all of our eggs into here. So all of our main chickens will have kind of like feeder chickens. So like a big group of them that stay in here, they always stay in here. And all they do is lay eggs for us, which go into that dispenser, which will then be activated when that clock turns off. So let's try and get these in without losing any. This is always the bit I'm really, oh, did I forget to put, no, it's just, I thought I forgot to put a block, but it's just the hole for the hopper even. So that's fine. So let's throw these guys in. Now, when they grow up, they're going to lay some eggs, which is going to be awesome. We're probably going to want to breed these a few times because we do want to have quite a few in here, as these will determine how often eggs are laid. And I'll show you why that matters in just a second. In fact, that will do for now. I'll fill this up afterwards. You guys don't want to watch me throw chickens around. Or maybe you do. Maybe that's what you're into. Who knows? Keep that to yourself. On the other side, we have another button, and this one does two things. So I'll show you this now. So when this button is pressed, this will power this block here, which will activate this dispenser, which has a flint and steel. And for those of you who don't know, if you activate a dispenser with something like a bucket or a flint and steel, it will act as a right click. So that will essentially set fire to the platform just inside there, inside that glass. There's a little half slab just there. After that, it will pass its power onto here, which will turn off this torch under here, which will then deactivate this piston, which will pull the half slab back and allow all of the burning chickens to fall down on top of the hopper that is just behind that chest. And then all my goodies will go in the chest. Simple, right? So whenever we turn this bit on, any eggs that are inside of this are going to continuously shoot out because the clock's going to turn this on and off every sort of second. I can't really show you it because my sound's not working, but if it was working, you hear tick, 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 and that would be it shooting eggs eventually, which will shoot all the chickens into this little cell here. So pretty straightforward. All we're going to do, load chickens up in here, let them lay eggs, let that build up, and then when we're ready for food, we can throw the eggs in here, and once we're done, we hit this. That will set fire to them, move the thing back so they fall in there, and that is it. Awesome. So that's what we're going to roll with. That's going to hopefully feed us for a little while. Like I said, I need to get quite a few chickens in there so that we can get this section working. But I am pretty impressed with this thing. There's so many cool things like this, and sometimes I wish I had the mind to sort of design this stuff myself. But I think, to be honest, it's kind of mostly been done. So hey, it's fine. But that is going to do us for this episode. So I do hope that you have enjoyed it today. We have mostly focused on setting up some farms, which is going to help us out whilst we build the rest of this castle. I do need some feedback on this thing. I do need to know what you guys are thinking. Let me know about the inside, because I'm not sure if I want to go for a full building or whether I want to just space things out. But yeah, we'll figure that out another time. Again, thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, if you've enjoyed the farms, if you've been a little bit inspired by the farms, do let me know, and do go ahead and like the video. And yeah, I'll see you next time.